Suha, hopefully you can hear me okay today. Just gonna do a check of the sound. Everything's good. Okay, I'm on the right Wi-Fi today. Oh, happy Monday! You made it through your first Monday or your last Monday of January. The first, the last Monday of January is starting for me and ending for those of you that are here with me live so far. Ooh, I love that, Layla. You have something cozy. I'm cozy too. It looks like you're cozy too, Suha. All right, let's breathe together, shall we? Um, Find yourself in a comfy spot. We're gonna be seated for today's practice. I remember to say that because last week I had you doing all kinds of crazy things without warning you that we were going to be on our backs. So I'm going to try to prepare you at the beginning of the practice for where we're going to be. Today we're just going to sit together and just see what comes up. I love that I'm just starting the day, and Suha and Layla, you're ending the day, and so just want to presence this first. Oh, and Carrie too. Hi, Carrie. Oh, I love this. I'm just starting the day, and so and it's the beginning of a Monday after a weekend with my niece, and not seeing her for a year, and seeing her after a year's worth of growth and new energy, and I'm processing everything because it's always bittersweet to spend time with my niece. And so you're catching me in a really tender moment where I haven't had a chance really to process that. And so for me, that floods into the practice when I sit in my stillness, when I come into my center. And I'm presencing this because as the three of you are here live with me, are ending your Monday, oftentimes what happens when we do a practice like this at the end of a day, we also have all the things that have piled on throughout the day that come into the practice. And I think I've been in plenty of breath and meditation and even yoga classes where the yoga teacher expects us to come into the room or into the practice and empty ourselves so that we can sit in stillness and practice, and that is nearly impossible for me. Instead, what I invite you to do is to welcome anything that wants to flood in. Because oftentimes, the place when we come into our center in a practice like this, it's the place to sort it all out or to let go of things or to prioritize or to hear a big truth. And then after the practice, we can take the right, not right or wrong, but the right for us action based on what the practice gifts us. And that's certainly my intention for today, is to give myself some grace in all that I'm feeling in this moment. The joy and the sadness. That's really the experience that I feel when I'm with my niece. It's the joy and the sadness, and holding the joy and the sadness in my heart at the very same time, and really witnessing that and feeling that and knowing that we have the capacity to do that in this human body, which is so beautiful. So I invite you to, instead of clearing your mind, to just say, okay, whatever's here, I welcome it. Get as big as you want to get as I come into my center. And for some of us who've been practicing for a while, what happens instantly for me as I welcome all of it and then drop into my center is that all of it kind of falls away, and I find a silence and a stillness that I wasn't expecting because I feel so stressed or so tender. And then that's a flood of tears because there's a release, because I know that I can come into a safe place where there is a stillness or a quiet. So let us find a comfortable spot to just come into ourselves. And with that, I want to say there's this beautiful Megan Waterton quote that I love that is really become, since I heard her say this in my ear as I revisited her book recently, it's become a mantra for me because it's so powerful. And the quote is, "We don't ascend by going up, we ascend by going in. We don't ascend by going up, we ascend by going in." And this is making a huge assumption that you want to ascend. And maybe some of us don't want to ascend, But I think to just put it into context, Megan Watterson's a theologian, and she's really my expert, my teacher with regard to the Mary Magdalene Gospel, which I find myself really curious about. And so when she's talking about ascension in terms of becoming one with your soul or becoming one with your highest purpose, okay, to bring it into something that's not super religious, but more in a broad sense of something that's a spiritual, people who are on a spiritual path, which I think most of us are. It's about coming into your highest purpose. And she offers this up and says we don't ascend by going up. It's not like you're suddenly going to float like the monks or you're going to become an angel, but we ascend by going in and finding this place within us. um, and that's where I want to guide us today and see what comes up. And I also want to remind us on this last Monday of January that there's no grade with this practice. There's no right or wrong way to do this practice. It's your practice. And I just have this beautiful honor of guiding us. And it feels so luxurious to sit with those of you that are here live with me each week. So thank you for being live. And those of you that are watching the replay, it's also an honor for me to come into your sacred space when the time works for you. So I feel really honored to be here. But as I guide you, if there's a truth that feels more true for you, follow that truth. I'm just guiding us. I am definitely not the authority of you or the authority of what it feels like to go into you. And so if something more true feels like it comes up and there feels like it needs to be a wiggle, or you feel like you need to stand up and shake, or you feel like you want to stop, you listen to your own inner guidance. Okay. So, this 3 deep breath practice is a practice of ascension, if we're taking Megan's quote literally, because it's a practice of going in. It is deliberate, it is honest, it is sacred. And I think when I'm doing this practice that it is the only thing that we have in this moment. It is the only thing that we have in this moment. Nothing else is promised. We don't have a promise of time. We just have this moment. Um, so let us just come into our seated position. And if you would, if you haven't already, just softly close your eyes as we begin this practice together. And just notice your breath and just, it's a self-paced breath first. So just notice your breath. And as you notice your breath, you might notice that everything gets a little bit more quiet and a little bit more still instantly. And as you close your eyes, just notice if the eyes are barely shut. So it should be just a light shutting of the eyes. See if your whole face is soft. So relax all of the muscles in your face and your jaw and your chin. Relax your shoulders. Relax your belly. Relax your hips. Maybe your hands are just softly face down or palms up on your knees or in your lap, wherever it feels comfortable. We're going to descend into ourselves with this practice, and so just get as comfortable as you can. Within us, waiting for us, is a sacred pause, the kind of pause that stops time. Within us, waiting for us, is divine stillness, a stillness filled with the energy of every divine creature. Within us, waiting for us, is holy silence, a silence so still that even your thoughts stop. Within us, waiting for us, is deep truth, a truth so true that you can feel it in your bones. Within us, waiting for us, is forgiveness, a mercy that can set your true self free. Within us, waiting for us, is love, a love so absolute that you feel a deep sense of home, of remembering what you are. So just start to notice your breath. Thank the breath, maybe. And as we take this first deep breath together, breathing into ourselves, following the breath inward, deliberate, honest, and sacred, we're going in with the breath. And we're going to soften and open and surrender and let go as we follow the breath into ourselves. Take a big inhale through your nose, sipping a little bit at the top, even a little bit more at the top, so you get a full inhale. And then a big exhale out your mouth. Now, as we consider taking our second breath together, breathing into the stillness within, sitting within ourselves with this breath, at the altar of your heart, if you choose to be there, kneeling at or in the center of you, and linger here as long as you like after this breath. But with this breath, we're breathing into the stillness within us. Take a big inhale through your nose. Big, big, big inhale, full inhale, filling up your belly. And then a big exhale out your mouth. And this third deep breath, having gathered a sacred pause, divine stillness, holy silence, deep truth, mercy, and even love, the love that you are. We breathe this final breath as we gently, softly transition from this inner place back into our bodies and into our spaces and into this circle and into our lives, carrying with us these treasures of this practice, of our ascension, breathing into the knowing that we are guided in every moment. Take a big inhale through your nose and a big exhale out your mouth. Silence is the end of the clamor when we can hear our heart. Bringing your breath back to a normal pace, just notice your breath. If you need another deep breath, maybe 3 wasn't enough, you can take another deep breath on your own. Bringing your hands to your heart, a soft bow of your head. May this practice soften you in all of the right ways and remind you that you are whole, you are healed, and you are holy. Namaste. When I am in this place in me and you are in this place in you, we've collected all of our treasures, this place filled with the treasures of this practice. We are one. And it's a beautiful practice for that too, not just for the benefit of collecting all of the things that we find within us, but also to know that we can come to a place where we are the same. We are the same. Every single one of us has this inner place with these treasures available. Whether we choose to go or not is a whole nother thing. But it feels nice to know that there's a place within me that exists in every single person. And sometimes that's a great reminder for me to be more compassionate or forgiving, or even for me to just be the love that I am in moments when it's incredibly difficult. And that's another thing, another benefit of this practice. Thank you for being here with me, those of you that are here live. Maybe this will, well, Layla, I get to see you next. I'm so happy about that. I'm going to stop the recording so that I can